Ever heard of spamnecting? It's like the opposite of connecting, right? It's a word I accused myself with a year ago in starting to take LinkedIn more seriously and realizing that instead of building networks based on value, I'd been just mashing that connect button and going around and just following people. I followed some bad advice and did the same thing on my LinkedIn, my Instagram profile, and just went like connect, 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 and then you sort of get the law of averages or whatever. Some of those people are going to follow you back, and that's how you build your account. And after doing that, most of us, I think, did that with Facebook in the early days. And what I very quickly realized was that all the networks became boring because I was following people who had no meaning to me, were completely uninterested in anything I had to say or anything I wanted to offer, a value around, and I didn't care about them either because I took no time to actually look into who they were and try to foster relationship and actually get to know people, right? So beginning of 2018 or 2017, I did something that a lot of people have started doing is I went through and I cleared out everybody that I've never met or I've never interacted with or people I spamnected to, basically. So almost everybody that I spoke to who's been doing this kind of things reported, or they said that it's been almost magical, the transformation that's happened in their network because they're getting back to why that network exists in the first place. And it's starting to inspire them again. Instead of being filled with a ton of content that means nothing to them and then ads on top of it, they're now getting back to being inspired by people and content that really does inspire them. And of course, when you do that, you now put more into the experience, which drives up just engagement for everybody, right? So spamnecting is something absolutely you should avoid doing because it doesn't help anybody. It's a constant source of complaint, right? On LinkedIn, people just hitting that connect button, and you have no idea why or why they're interested in following you or why they're interested in reaching out to you. So something that I strongly recommend you doing, if you're not already doing it, is when you reach out and connect to somebody, include a message. Pick something, right, on their profile or something about them that you really liked and say, hey, and then use their name because we all love hearing our names being used. And then include something that creates a bridge between you and that person and encourages them to also want to connect back with you. And then just don't like and run from there on out. Start paying attention to them. Network more slowly but more authentically. And of course, if you're building on top of that coffee chats, then you're taking an extra 15 minutes out of your week to actually personalize your relationship with that person. Because again, you don't need 1,000 people, to be connected to. You need 100 of the right people, right? Or the whole 1,000 true fans. You don't need 1,000,000 people to be connected with. You just need 1,000 of the right people, 1,000 of the right clients. And especially with LinkedIn, a lot of us are not, or some of us are not going to find our ideal clients on LinkedIn, but we are going to be able to build our ideal network on LinkedIn of people who may be connected to our ideal clients. So if you're not actually engaging with building a network based on value and you're just spamnecting, then you can be missing a ton of valuable opportunities because you're not getting to know actual people. So I know that's something that I've learned this past year, and it's just changed how I use LinkedIn, how I use Instagram, any social networking, and of course, just building a business in general, taking the time to actually get to know and meet people. What advice do you have? How are you using LinkedIn to build meaningful connections? And it could just be real simple stuff. Maybe you enjoy putting a ton of time into it. I would love to know. I'd love to be inspired by that. And it's often fascinating just to get us all sharing our experiences or advice and things that we're doing. So go ahead and put it in the comments. I promise to respond to everybody.